so. Am I live? Yeah, I'm live. Hello, people. Standing here on our property. The sun is out. Let's fall. Nothing new. Nothing too new. Outside of hearing the jet boats. I don't know if you can hear that. Jet boats on the lake. Well, actually, reservoir. I call it a lake because part of it is the lake. Part of it is the river, Carson River. Oh, let's see. We went to Arizona, Sedona. Kind of fell in love with the people. Fell in love with 2 people there, but something was just off. I mean, let's back it up. I found an ad about a jeweler or a goldsmith. Showed Tim. Tim went ahead and called them, sent them a little resume. Guys spent an hour and 45 minutes with Tim and said that there was two other people that was coming the following week. The guy that he had working for him took a 4-day vacation off, and he wanted Tim ASAP for an interview. And so we went down there. We went down there a day early. They paid for a hotel, but we paid one night for a hotel. So, and they went. We didn't see them until Tuesday. We could have went down Monday, but we wouldn't have so much time to spend in the area. We found a little place that we liked that was for sale. And, we arranged all of this, hoping that Tim would still have. And because the guy is in desperate need. He had neck surgery. Okay. Called himself a Christian. He liked the idea of Tim being a Christian. Okay. Everything was going up just fine, but a few flags, like his wife. Let me see. Libby! God, sorry about that. Libby scared me. My puppy dog scared me. She must have been. I wasn't paying attention. But anyways, so where was I? So we, she was saying that she wanted their store to be closed on instead of Sunday, Monday, Saturday and Sunday, because Saturday is Sabbath. Well, there's only a handful of religion churches that goes to church on Saturdays. And a couple of things that she had said, I kind of pinpointed it. And don't get me wrong, because I had hairdressers, gals that used to do my hair and my nails all the time, were Seventh-day Adventists, and I love them. They're good people. Okay? Very good people. And yeah, they do call themselves Christians, which is fine because they believe in God, just like I do. But we won't get into that part. But anyways, so we, those little red flags, and my husband and I, we don't, we're like, okay, and so by Tuesday, Wednesday, they came back on Tuesday. We went out to dinner with them late. They came back late Monday. Don't ask me why they had to go someplace to like Scottsdale. That's their business. But they, so they went, they got back. Tuesday we went into their shop, looked at their shop, talked to his wife. Tim spent time with him. I spent time just watching customers and watching the interaction and everything. And he said that he wanted to hire me too. Fine and dandy, it's all sounding good. And I got an itch in my ear, sorry about that. And so we went out to dinner really late, which is fine. We're talking, we're chit-chatting, like his wife and I basically hit it right off. I fell in love with her. So we were talking. So Wednesday, we went and, hold on, I'm going to put you down for a second. Let's see which way would be. I didn't bring anything to hold this up. So Tim went and did prongs for a ring because the stone was ready to fall out. And he was having an issue. I don't know what the issue was with the torch. He had to come back. One of the other flags was they wanted him to use his own tools. Thank God he brought some of his tools. Not all of them, because he figured he'd have some of theirs. See, there's Miss Libby. So, Libby, you're in the way. So he worked on it, and it wasn't as good as his shoulder started hurting, and it wasn't his best work. But come find out, if I remember right, the gal she just wanted the basics done. She didn't want to spend any of the extra money. So, Tim goes, I just can't do it. My shoulder hurts too much and everything. And Tim's moral is, since they're paying for room and he didn't finish anything, that we would just leave. And he was upset. I was kind of getting upset because I knew something was off. The whole thing was off. And we talked about it. And he called his buddy Sean, and the guy actually offered Tim the position. He offered Tim $70,000 for the year. his shop was going to pay for our taxes, all the taxes for the year, and we'd get 50. Actually, it would actually come out, I figured it out, about 68, almost 69 with the state taxes, because Arizona has state taxes. It's like 2 point something. You figured with the taxes for the federal, it's going to come up close to 70. And we're like, we still have to pay. We still have to pay taxes on it if we put it in the bank. And we don't have the place that we liked. We basically needed 15 for it. And on the way home, we stopped, on Tuesday, we stopped at Hoover Dam and Lake Mead, Hoover Dam Lodge, stayed there. It's an older hotel, but it's nice, it's clean, it's quiet there. Wouldn't be my favorite place to spend a weekend there, but we went in and we drove the Las Vegas Strip. Wow. I'd rather go to Reno. That, of course, there wasn't that many people there. It was early in the morning. They didn't have the fountains going or anything like that yet going. But I wasn't impressed. There's only 2 things I want to do in Las Vegas. The Haunted Museum by Zach. If anybody knows who Zach is. I want to see his museum. And I also want to see Tank, their showroom. That's it. But at least I could say that we went through downtown Las Vegas. Not too impressed. But anyways. So Tim's on his way and he's talking about like he's accepting it, and I'm just kind of ignoring it. Talked a little bit about it, and I'm like, yeah, right, 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 And we get home, and we talk to our pastor, and he said something was wrong on Wednesday, and Thursday he prayed for us to come home safely. He knew something was up. Now, our pastor is actually a very good friend of ours. We talked to him. So we talked to Sean. We talked to him. We talked to our neighbor, Dawn. Dawn and Sean said the same thing. And then a friend of ours that goes to church, I talked to her. She said the same thing. Our pastor, she felt very uncomfortable. Of course, she did also admit that she didn't want us to move. So, she wanted us to stay here, but she felt something was wrong. I just couldn't put my finger on it. But anyways, on the way home, we get out of Sedona, and Tim pulls over, and this guy pulls over a gas station, and I was talking to him. Tim went into gas station, and he goes, I have this job offer, and he told me the job offer, and he also told me that he talked to the 2 guys that he had an interview this coming week for. This is the clincher. And I knew something was bothering me the day before, actually that same day, earlier that day. I just couldn't put my finger on it until this happened. The 2 guys that he said that he had an interview with the following week that was going to come out, he told me that he talked to them for 5 minutes and told them not to come out. that he found the person that he wanted. The other guy that was supposed to be on vacation for 3 to 4 days, he let go. Now, I am not quoting anything, but if I remember right, he let him go the day that he talked to Tim or the day before. Somewhere along there, you know, within days of the whole thing. Well, that hit me like crate bricks in the middle of the night, because it was a deception that he did. Because he told me he already decided that he was going to hire Tim just on the base of the phone call. He just wanted to meet Tim. And I'm like, well, why in the world didn't you tell him that over the phone that day? You know, and it's funny because they wanted us to stay. They were going to have dinner that Wednesday. It was Wednesday. Wednesday, if we stayed, it was going to be like 9 o'clock at night. Well, then we couldn't get up at 5:30 and leave on Thursday. It'd be pushing it. And we keep, you know, getting that they wanted to push it and push it and push it and push it. So, you know, things just wasn't adding up. And I finally told Tim, I go, well, if you go down there and work, I'm just staying here. He goes, well, you don't want to work. And I said, no, that's not it. Something is off, and I don't want us to be in a position that we're stuck and not happy. And we just got over of him having high blood pressure over the position that he had. And, you know, we're barely making it now. And he's working a job that's slowly going to kill him because, you know, he's getting older. His back hurts. His shoulder hurts. You know, it's just breaking down his body faster than what it should be. But there's no stress. So we get back, and he looks and he gets a schedule. You know, after all this is done, he gets a schedule. Well, he has Wednesday off. Well, by late Tuesday, was it late Tuesday? He's got to work Wednesday. Closing. He worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, half Sunday off. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. He's worked all, you know, over 5 days. And what she did is she changed the schedule where everybody almost had 3 days off, except him. He worked straight through. And it looks like he doesn't have Monday off. I'm not a happy camper, you know. I know it's retail, but, you know, when you have other people that are trying to make it and you cut their hours to put him, is it a punishment that you're doing? Or is it because you had another store, didn't have anybody, and you had to go take care of that store, and you wanted someone there that you could depend on? You know, federally, the way that she did it, federally, it was less than 24 hours, basically, or right at exactly at 24. But since she already had the schedule up, she had to, and I can look up the law federally. She had to go, she was supposed to tell everyone, hey, I'm changing your schedule for this coming week, starting today, starting tomorrow. And then whoever's that she was at extending, she was supposed to ask them if that was okay. So she could be federally, the corporate office is supposed to be, could be in big trouble over this. But that's besides the point. But yeah, that's what happened the last couple weeks. Well, this week, last week. And I'll be spending more, I think I'll be spending more time down here at our Connex doing things. I want to set up my sewing machine. My sewing machine and stuff. Here, we got our jackery. I told him, I said, you got to get it figured out to hook it up in here so I can use my sewing machine and do things in here. And because eventually what I'm going to eventually just say is move our trailer back down here. So we could do more. And I thought I had a shovel because I was going to work on a hole. We got one of these containers. It's round containers that stands about yay high. We're going to put it in the ground in the low area. And this way I can also shovel and do the test for the septic. And I just wish I had more light down here, but that's besides the point. So that's basically where it is right now. It's beautiful out here. It's in here, it's 75. So it's beautiful. It's going to get warm today. Tim will be hopefully off, but it's almost 9. In about hopefully 3 hours. So I better get my butt in gear because I want to clean off this table and work on getting some other things done. And I do have, by the way, I do have a bucket that if I have to go to the bathroom, I can go to the bathroom down here. So that's a good thing. So one step at a time, one progress at a time. I got to make sure that we make progress this year on down here, whether Tim likes it or not. So, yeah, that's where I'm at today. And so I'm going to say adios, amigos, and hopefully I will be doing more of this. More of this more often down here at my Connex while I'm doing things. Maybe have you help me with projects. So we will see how this all works this summer. Yep. So stay strong. See a little prayer. Even if you don't believe in God, you can still say a prayer. You don't have to say, "Dear God," you just say a prayer. You know, talk to yourself, enjoy your company, enjoy yourself as company, and have a wonderful day. And